Hi, hello, good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining us. We're so excited about today. I'm Leonka Reyna. My co-host, Jenith Blackert, is on vacation, and this is the How Hustle Morning Show. Today, we've got a very special guest. It's Kimberly Trefz, and hopefully I'm saying her last name correctly, but she's very intuitive. And today, she's coming to us with a very kind of like a more, I don't want to use the word controversial, but it may be something you might not have explored. And we're doing something around spell breaking. And she has a really kind of unique way for doing that and to bringing that into our realities. But before I get started with Kimberly, I wanted to do a little mystic space weather news for you today. Of course, all eyes have been pointed to the sky. Everyone's heard some of the celebrity gossip and talk, and I never thought that I'd be getting my up in the sky news from TikTok and from maybe the Real Housewives, but that's where we are in January 2025 as I've been following the hashtag Dior bags, which is kind of a code word for maybe drones, and orbs is the Oscar de la Renta bags. There's a whole phenomenon of people still wanting to talk about the various different things that we've been seeing in your sky. I'd love to hear your comments and what you think it is. I've kind of read through some of the Stephen Greer information and the forbidden knowledge with Billy Carson. And of course, if you're in the mystic world, you're going to find various different ways for finding your information. So I don't discredit what I don't understand is kind of a motto that I've always lived by. So I do explore different ways that kind of challenge conventional thinking. And of course, I am one of those that does watch the regular news. But according to Stephen Greer, he says that he believes that, and Billy Carson, they believe that this phenomenon of the different drones that had been in our skies, especially during December, starting in November, is more of probably a little bit of some of them are ours, and the others are orbs. And this is a way to kind of distract us and kind of confuse what's in the sky right now. So that way we don't know if it's a drone, we don't know if it's an orb. But I do remember a time when I was doing this big project with QHHT, and I was working with um, I guess other light beings. And one of the ways that this is over 3 years ago, and in the recorded sessions, one of the things that came forth from my voice in a channeled message was that they would be showing themselves as a very unique orbs. And I never thought that it would really be in the sky. I thought maybe I would get sensations near us, and that very well it could be true for many of you, feeling a different sensation, seeing kind of an aura maybe in your camera view. I know one of our fun guests, one of our fun participants, Shara, she does some, videoing and some photographs where she's photographed orbs, and this is becoming more common. So I was very surprised to have found that recording and then to hear my own voice tell me that the love that they give when they have that voice come through. It was almost like, well, sure, we're gonna show ourselves as orbs in the sky, and this is very gentle. And so this may be one of the ways in which our brothers and sisters of light are showing themselves to us. But I'm curious as to what you may think. Put your information in on the chat, especially here on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff going around about that. And then also for the sky, and also reported from spaceweather.com, so this is actually NOAA, we have a decreasing chance of flares. So this is for the week of January. I'm already thinking summertime, January 9th. It says previously the active sunspot AR 3947 is starting to decay. It could lose its Delta class magnetic field. This means the chance of strong flares is decreasing. NOAA has downgraded the odds of an X-class flare today. And the more important space weather news is also going to be this evening's planet show. So when the sun goes down tonight, step out and take a look in any direction, they say. There are bright planets all across the sky, and this month, there has been a lot of media hype around the planet alignment. That will be when there are four naked eye planets, naked eye, in other words, you don't have to have a telescope, are above the horizon at once. Only Mercury is missing. So Venus, Jupiter, Mars in particular, which are all really bright and will be brighter than the brightest star in the night sky, which Sirius is also all visible, but kind of quite low. So the moon is moving around, moving along the planets. It says on January 3rd, there was a conjunction with Venus, followed on January 4th, an occultation of Saturn. Next, and then it's saying tonight, Jupiter will have a close encounter with the moon. And the best event of all of these will be next Monday's occultation of Mars. So basically, take a look at everything. This just says that the moon will occult or cover Mars from the astrological league. They show that these times and circumstances are very unique, saying that Mars will be vanishing from visible sight to almost everyone in North America. So for you're in the US, around dinner time, binoculars are welcome to see Mars with its glaring bright edge of the full moon. And as you look through the optics, be sure to appreciate the rusty color, orange color of Mars. There's no other planet like it. So very exciting, very interesting. That's what I have for today's Mystic Space Weather News. Let us know what you're thinking. All right. So as we move into the next part of our show, I really want to share with you a little about the conversation that I had with Kimberly. And it was one of those that was really unique. We were talking, and I thought, I do these different types of conversations when we're making sure that our speakers are a good fit for the show and for the audience. And she came to the meeting with kind of a different one. I don't want to say the word is controversial, but it is a different way for viewing how we really how we move past and through, I want to say, conflict. And this is by breaking spells versus casting spells. So everyone, let's get ready to hear from Kimberly. Kimberly, I'm going to put you up at the top to hear from you today. Hi, how are you? Go ahead and unmute.
Good day, everyone. Good day. Good day. It is so great to be here. And thank you for that little mystical moment there. It felt really good to feel connected to the planets as well.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And it makes us feel like we know that we have this place here, not only on Earth, but in the whole cosmos. And I think that's really exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, welcome, Kim. Let's jump into this. Tell us, one of the things I always find very fascinating and inspiring, in fact. And so I always like to have everyone kind of share with us, how did you fall into this work? Like before you even started talking about spell breaking, how did you come to us with more of this, oh gosh, even mysticism, if you will?
Yes. Okay. Probably like most of us, I was just living my life and I was doing my thing. And because I'm in America, I was striving for the American dream, right? So I got the college education and then I got the job and then I got the husband and then I got the kids and then I got the house and the vacation home and the boat and blah, 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 right? The dog. And I woke up early 40s, completely looking at everything that from the outside seemed to be the most amazing thing ever, right? Like my life could be envied. And I was miserable.
Yeah.
I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I wasn't being the best mom that I could be, right? Because I was just looking around saying, there's got to be more to life than this, or just literally has to be more than this brick and mortar. Okay, I checked off the boxes.
Yeah.
I'm only 40. Am I done? Like, you know?
Yeah.
So
And
I
it
wasn't
makes
being the
me a
best
little
at
choked up
anything.
because I remember what exactly that felt like, right? And it's hard to, it's even hard to put yourself there, but that is good. That's one of the biggest catalysts for whoa. So go ahead.
Exactly. So around 2000, I started getting into, and actually maybe it was like 2001 was actually the catalyst when the whole World Trade Center thing happened. And you start to think, okay, there's wars over there and we don't have to worry about anything. And then you realize there's something happening here, no matter what that thing was. There was something that happened, or at least we were told there was something that,
Right.
and the World Trade Centers aren't there anymore. So something did happen.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then you think, huh, okay, I'm now waking up to the fact that there actually is more to my reality than just droning through my day. And I started with Reiki and reflexology, and it just evolved into meditation and yoga and everything I found, and EFT. And, probably every one of us here has taken the same exact path. I was like, oh, I have to get certified in that because this is so great and this has helped me so much. And then I would get certified, and then I would realize, oh, hello, Jennifer is here. I realized, this is not the cure-all, be-all, end-all. I'm still overwhelmed and miserable and not being my best self, and I still haven't figured out what's missing in my life, even though by all outside terms, nothing was missing.
Yeah.
So I think, we all have a moment of despair. Some of us get a moment of despair to move us into the action of changing our lives.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, and maybe you can concur with this, if we get sick, we know that we need change, and the change can, you're seeking much faster. When it happens, for me at least, when it happens in this way where you're just, you're empty and it looks all beautiful from the outside looking in, sometimes that can keep us almost more locked in place. And we know we need change, but finding that change or making that change, right, like making a big shift, can be, even for me it was a little more daunting, because it's not like something where if you don't change, like if you're sick, that there's a flip, right? when
Yes.
it's when it's something in your soul, it's
Yes.
like no one can really, like, no one on the outside looking in can know what's really like going on there in that war sometimes.
And on
So
top of that, you have a persona that the outside world, that you believe the outside world sees you as. And here's the other thing, you believe that they care.
I
So
was
now
gonna say
you
that.
can't change
I
your
love that you
persona.
said, and you believe, and we believe, right? I noticed that you would rephrase that, because you're right.
We believe they even care what our
I have
persona
no
is.
idea what's going on in even in my closest friends' world, like,
Right?
and I love them regardless of whatever they've got going on, right?
Yes. But now we found this new thing that we want to shout to the rooftops because,
Yes.
I'm an engineer by trade. I'm
Okay.
an electrical engineer. I work for big pharma. And I can't be seen as a spell breaker. I can't be seen as a meditation teacher. I can't be seen as a yoga instructor, right? So I
Yes.
think that's the other thing. We believe that people actually care. And honestly, they have their own hell going on. They
Yeah.
really don't
Yeah.
care as much as you think.
No. No, and I do think that there is now a lot more, people are opening up to the different ideas. I mean, 10 years ago, for us to even do a show like this, I still would have my reservations. Jennifer was full on, right? And I was all like, I don't know. But now I'm so glad that we can have this forum to share with the people that are here today. What is spell breaking? Tell us all about it.
Okay, so spell breaking is actually a way to dissolve your beliefs that, and it's not just your beliefs, it's dissolving the effects of everything that you think that you believe that you know,
Mhm.
right? And when you get to dissolving the effects, meaning your emotions, then you get to actually dissolve those beliefs. Because when you start questioning, oh, can I let go of this emotion around this thing? Then you start allowing openness to dissolve what you used to think about that thing. Like, think about you had a best friend and they did a thing that really hurt you, really upset you. And now that emotion is all entangled in your relationship with that person. And then 10, 20, 30 years goes by and you decide, you know what? I'm not holding that emotion anymore. You just like, boop, I'm not holding that emotion anymore. So then when you look back at the thing that happened, you're like, that really wasn't that bad. But for all those years, you had a belief, you had a knowing, you had a thinking, you were processing, and you were carrying that emotion around. So spell breaking helps you get to dissolve the effects of what you think you believe that you know, and therefore allows you to dissolve what you thought you believed that you knew. So
What?
a spell then would be any number of words that you put together that are hard and fast that you know, and there's nothing you can change about it. Like, for instance, if you've heard before the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and you've decided that you believe that, then everything you think about money, it's like putting on a pair of sunglasses. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. So when you see through your sunglasses and your own perception of, am I rich? If you're not rich, now what you see in the world, you see yourself as never being rich. You're always going to be poor. So I like to think of that these spells are like putting on a pair of sunglasses for everything. I'm too old. I can't. What's the use? I'm ugly. I'm not smart enough. I'm not worthy. All of these things that we keep piling on, and we can only see through these filters. And every spell that you dispel then becomes one less thing that is attaching you to a limitation and a feeling within you that is very limiting. So
Yeah, no, I get that. I do get that. What are some of the, I think maybe a good way of really bringing people into the work is either, can we do maybe not now, or can we take some live questions from the audience? Yay. And
yes, and
then,
before we
so,
do that, I want to prove to you what a spell is. So
okay,
imagine we're going to do an exercise, if you don't mind.
okay.
Okay. So I want everyone, first things first, breathing. Breathing is your breathing is the only thing that you cannot go without. Can we all agree upon that? Within 1 or 2 minutes, you don't breathe, you're dead. You cannot eat for days, you cannot drink for days, you cannot sleep for days. I mean, if you're a parent, you know you cannot bathe for days, right? But if you don't breathe, then that's it. You're not going to be here having these experiences anymore. So, can we go through quickly? Oh, and I also have to say, I didn't invent spell breaking. Brian D. Ridgway at Level 5 Mentoring. You can look him up at level5mentoring.com. He invented spell breaking, and I've studied with Brian, and that's where I learned spell breaking. So I always want to give credit where credit's due. And one of the things that he's very, very serious about is fundamental. He actually says breathing isn't everything, but breathing is everything until you do it right. And then you can figure out what the rest of everything is. Okay. So there's five parts to the breathing. They're simple, they're accessible to everyone. And if we could just go through that, and then for the rest of the show, if you could do that breathing, that would actually amplify everything that we're going to be talking about. Sound good?
Sounds
Okay.
great.
Alrighty. So the first part of the breathing is to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And not a very, very loose mouth, as loose as you care to be seen on video doing.
You caught me.
And later you can loosen up even more. No jaw tension, right?
All good.
Through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you're breathing, allow the inhale and the exhale to be the same exact duration, whatever's comfortable to you. It could be a count of 2, 3, 4, 5, does not matter. At your own pace, you inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. The third part is no stopping in between the inhale and the exhale. Allow it to be very circular, very cyclical. Allow it to feel as if your breath is just this flow and this dance that you're having with your breath. So the inhale and the exhale is the same duration. And imagine and actually perform a smile. Put a smile on your face so that you are welcoming yourself to the breath and you're actually welcoming the breath to enter your body. You're saying, hello, breath, hey, because if you have this guard dog that's barking at your breath and your bad mood and your scowling face, does the breath want to come in? So to let the breath in better and in a more cyclical and easy way. And the only last thing would be allow that breath to expand into your lungs, then allow your belly to expand so that it's going into your belly and allow it to go all the way through to your thighs. Really oxygenate your body down to your thighs, up into your head, and just allow this breath to be you in the flow of life. And if you
Love it.
want to continue that breath for the entire session, you might get a little lightheaded. You might
I
yawn.
am.
Okay.
I
So
heard,
maybe
no,
don't
go
inhale
ahead.
quite so
My breath
much.
was like, hey, we don't get to hang out with you very much. I was like, golly, you're right. And then I got a little
Yeah.
lightheaded and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm falling into the flow.
Yeah. And Dana, tingly feet. Yes, you are going to wake up parts of your energy and parts of your body that you haven't allowed to wake up because when you are walking through life thinking, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What can happen? What can happen? What do I have to do? How do I prevent this? How do I be safe? You're only breathing partially in your lungs. You're not breathing all the way down into your body. So just opening up with the breath is going to open up possibilities to you. Alrighty, so here I'm going to prove to you that you are under spells. You ready? Yay, Joe puts a smile on your heart. Wonderful. Okay, so here's the exercise. If you would now just go internally and close your eyes for a moment. There's no reason to watch me and watch what we're doing. Go internally and do your breathing. Let's just breathe for 1 minute together this way at your own pace. Inhale, exhale, circular, smile. Allow the breath to go all the way down to your thighs. Allow your shoulders to relax. Actually, allow yourself to feel as if your spinal column is supporting you. So a very straight spine, your head, your chin tilted down a little bit and your head pushed back a little bit, not like you're trying to look at your cell phone with your head forward. Allow your head to be just perched upon the top of your spine and every other bone and muscle on your body just to be hanging off of your spine. And with this awareness, imagine there are three of you, that there's a clone of you. So you have your perfect self just the way you are, walking through your day exactly the way you are. And then there's one clone of you that says no to everything. It says no to creating better relationships. It says no to being a better parent. It says no to asking for a raise. It says no to eating better. It says no to exercising more. This is a no you. And then on your other side, there's a clone that is a yes you. And this clone says yes to literally everything. There is nothing, if an adventure comes up, if a friend says, hey, let's go on a safari to Africa, that clone says yes, right? If someone says, listen, let's start going to the gym 7 days a week at 5 a.m. in the morning, that clone says yes. If that clone is asked to go in and ask for a raise because you've just studied this thing and you are now more profitable for your company, that clone says yes. So here you are, the three of you, your yes clone, your no clone, and you are walking through your day. So you all wake up in the same bed, in the same house, with the same people, with the same job, the same children, the same clothing, the same money in your bank account, and you walk through your day together. And the first thing you do is you get up and you start thinking, because that's what our brain loves to do. Imagine what your thoughts, your perfect you thoughts are. And then imagine what your yes you would do with those thoughts. And imagine what your no you would do with those thoughts. And then you get out of bed and you have to and you get ready to do whatever you're going to do that day. And you see your day, your morning, the way you see your morning. And then your yes, you sees the day as I get to do this. I get to get up. I get to make breakfast for my children. I get to pack lunch. I get to put on makeup. I get to take a shower. I get to do all this in 1 hour. And then I get to get in the car and do the next thing I'm going to do. And then the know you walks through your morning. Oh my God, I have to do this. I have to do that. Oh, I can't believe I have to do this again. I'm so tired of this morning routine. You're doing the same thing. And then there's the however you operate in your morning. And then I'm not going to go too much longer, but imagine your entire day. There's a know you, a yes you, and the perfect you that you are now doing every single one of your tasks. And you can see where the yes you is going to split off and start doing things differently than you're doing them. And you're going to see where the know you is going to split off and start doing things differently than the perfect you is going to do them. And then you can see at the end of an entire year, where is your know you going to be? Where is the perfect you going to be? And where is the yes you going to be? So that just goes to show that any belief that you have, even if it's as simple as the spell of yes or no, a one-word spell, how those spells affect your life. So you just take a minute and breathe, and before you pop out of this exercise, do another thing by don't open your eyes and start looking out into the room for signals. Open your eyes and allow the light to come to you. Allow your centeredness that you just experienced. Allow life to come to you when you open your eyes.
Wow. It's from the top side in, like from outside looking in, you can hear the scenario as you set it up, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm like, I know that yes, you is probably gonna. It felt lighter as soon as you started talking about her, right? But I'm like, and then my other insidious side said, yeah, but no, you keeps you out of trouble, and I laughed, right? But there's something so different about actually doing the exercise, because when you take yourself into the actual visualization, what I realized was it wasn't about what I thought or kind of the funny things that I was imagining. It was about the way I felt when I
Yes.
could step into those different views and to that different person. And really, isn't that how we create our future, from, collapsing time by stepping into the future that we most desire? And doesn't that kind of give us some awareness that we didn't even think we had, right? Like, I mean, I immediately was like, yeah, I know this,
Yep.
but to be it is the difference.
Yes. And that's what spell breaking is all about. Because let's face it, everyone on this call, no one needs to hear one more single word. No one needs to read one more single book. No one needs to take one more single class. No one needs to watch another YouTube. We have been inundated with information, and it's in your head, right? And it's great to get information. I'm not saying, knowledge is power. That's I believe knowledge is power. And that's why I'm telling everybody about spell breaking. But the problem is when you don't put that knowledge into action, all you're doing is creating a Rolodex in your head. Everything I know about money, everything I know about men, everything I know about women, everything I know about myself, everything I know about whatever, you're just creating this Rolodex. And when a situation comes up, because you're walking through life, not as the creator that you are, but you're walking through life as the recipient of everything that's happening around you, you then you run to the Rolodex. Oh, what do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? Instead of what spell breaking is for you is an experience of, if you choose to walk through your life in this way, this is what you will experience. It is 100% out of the head into the entire body, not just the heart and not just the gut, because people say mind body. Well, you're more than a mind. Sorry, they say um, a lot of spiritual people say your heart, get out of your head and get into your heart. Well, you
Mhm.
have a whole body. Your whole
Yeah.
body takes you through this world.
Yeah.
So spell breaking is experiential for the entire body.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Kimberly, so as I asked the people to raise their hand for a question, and let's do some spell breaking with everyone, what are some of the transformational, things that you've seen your clients have experienced?
Okay.
Because I know it's one thing to talk about it here, but sometimes I know I'm like, dang, I always like look for people's before and afters, right? I always like, I'm like, show me, right? Like, I want to know. And then that actually moves me a lot more, and I'm inspired.
Yeah. And I love that you brought that up because it's another thing I want to leave you all with is if you did the breathing and every day you wrote down what your, and don't call them wins, we call them expansions, right? What expanded in your life today? Did you decide to look at somebody differently today? If you every day wrote down all of your expansions and not only wrote them down in a notebook, never to be looked at again, but wrote them in a journal, and then you read it every night, you revisited it every week, you celebrated it every month. Look at all of these little things because little things add up to big things. If you just did those two things and just lived your life that way, you wouldn't need anything else. So I love how you said that you celebrate your own expansions, but the part that I love that you mentioned already, Lianka, was celebrating other people's expansions because we are all one, let's face it. We are one humanity, right? We all come from the same source energy until we have proven otherwise. I don't think there's different source energy for every person, right? So if we see an expansion that someone else has had, and we even write down that, like how I was so excited that my child got an A, I was so excited that my friend got a $10,000 raise. What you are doing is you're saying, oh, if it's possible for them, maybe it's possible for me. Oh, it's not just maybe possible, it is 100% possible. So I love how you brought that up. So thank you for queuing that up for me.
Of course. So Joe has his hand raised. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Joe.
Hi, Kimberly. I so love your concept. There was a phrase that you used back in the beginning. We put together a series of words. Several years ago, I was taught when I write poetry to write one word at a time. That immediately incorporated itself. When I journal from now on, I'll journal one word at a time
Beautiful.
instead of putting it all together as a phrase. A phrase comes from me, a single word comes from source.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I just had to share that because you made it incorporate for me so easy.
Wow. So I have a question for you. Where's that source coming from? What is that source?
It's actually me.
Yes, it is. Thank you for that. It's actually you. And why is this so important? Because if you say all is one and everything is energy and I'm creating my own reality, and which by the way, those are my three core beliefs, then you say, well, source energy is out there. Well, that you're completely contradicting that all is one and you are the creator of your own reality, right? So I love that
Absolutely.
you went there. Thank you for that.
That was,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm done now. Thank you. Thank you for making that so. That was actually pretty cosmic for me. It was like boom.
Wonderful. Thank you for that feedback. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you for the feedback about the one word journaling. That's been coming through in a lot of my channelings to give to kind of the prescription for people because I have a lot of people that when I say just write in your journal, they're like, but when I say you don't even have to know what you're scribbling down, I get a lot of people that are even sending me pictures of their one word or just their little bit of like hieroglyphic. So I do believe that comes from source. One of the other questions, I guess, for myself, could we do some spell breaking? One of the things that I had is the misconception of my security has to come from the corporate steady paycheck. I've worked in corporate my whole life. Last year, I took the whole step away to do this business full time. I love my decision, but I do have that core belief, and there are things that are showing me that that's not the case at all. But I do also think that many times we can fall back into that and start recreating the need for having that be true.
Absolutely. So we'll just call this an overall money spell break. Can we?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. That
Awesome.
sounds sexy.
Awesome. So, just going to ask a question of everyone. If all is one and we are all energy and we're all creating our own reality, who am I talking to right now? Talking
Me.
to everyone on the call.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Exactly. And each person is talking to themselves. So we're all
Correct.
mirroring. Yes. Okay.
Correct. So this spell break, though, Leonka asked for it. This is for everyone, including myself.
Yeah.
I'm here too, right?
Yeah. And anybody listening on the replay. And yeah, if you found us
100%.
on YouTube, it's for you too.
100%. Okay. So we did a visualization with a spell break, a visualization, because I was just trying to give a demonstration.
Sure.
So for this spell break, would you be willing to do? So first of all, you are willing to have a spell break, yes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I was asked permission.
Yeah. Let's do a money spell break.
All right, let's do it. So for this money spell break, I'm going to do a different technique. We're going to play the yes or no game for a few minutes. How do you like that? You
Okay.
okay with that? Okay.
Yes.
So how the yes or no game works is I'm not asking your head and your brain to go through the Rolodex and find the answer that you think you need to give.
Okay.
So we're going to do the level 5 breathing and we're going to get completely embodied. And then you're going to answer from your body, from your
Okay.
feeling sense, not your head. Okay. All right. So it might be easier if you close your eyes and
Okay.
you start breathing. Just a nice inhale, a nice exhale, open mouth, totally loose jaw, smile on your face. Inhale and exhale for the same duration, whatever that duration is for you. And allowing that breath to really get past your clavicle, get past your shoulders. Allow that breath to get down into your chest, down into your belly, down into your thigh bones, even down into your feet if you can go that far today. Down to your fingertips, up to the tippy top of your head. Allow the breath and you to be this one flowing dance of energy. There's no you, there's no air. It's just energy all flowing together. Okay. So you can keep your eyes closed while I ask these questions. Does money make you safe?
Yes.
Is a quarter money?
Yes.
Does a single quarter make you safe?
No.
So then, does having money make you safe?
Not truly.
Does not having money make you unsafe?
Yes.
Okay. So could you have enough money that it could make you safe.
No.
So if there's no amount of money that can make you safe, is there amount of money that can make you unsafe?
No.
But you have so little that you are unsafe, so little money that you, as an infinite being, are unsafe.
I'm unsafe.
Could you have enough money that you could be unsafe? Is there a number that if you reach that number, if you won the lottery and had $1 million, would you feel safe?
I'm always safe as an infinite being.
So for anyone who might think having too much money can make you unsafe because they've been told, don't get too big for your britches, don't make too much money, you'll make other people look bad, don't make other people feel bad by excelling past where you came from, past your college friends and your high school friends and your family. For anybody who has any of those thoughts going on in their head, is that true, or is that something you were told and you decided was the truth?
I was told this.
And you took it on as truth?
Yes.
And today, breathing in full presence, seeing that you are the presence and you are the infinite eternal being and you are source energy and you are even the source of that energy. Can you let that idea go?
Yes.
Would you let that idea go?
No.
Ah, why? Why is that idea hard to let go of?
Because sometimes my human feels so different than my infinite being.
Hey,
And
breathe
I'm
on,
sad that I don't see my infinite being first.
breathe. Allow your shoulders to drop. Put your head up. Allow your spine to be that beautiful, floating, supportive mechanism for you, which it is. So let me ask you this. When you were a child, were there any money issues in your house?
Yes.
Were there any money issues in your neighborhood?
Yes.
Were there any money issues with your closest friends?
No one had money.
Okay, okay. So breathe, and let me ask you this. How did that make you feel when you were taught no one had enough money?
I
And
felt
I want to, before you answer, well, okay, go ahead. You answer, and then I'm going to offer something else. How did it make you feel?
I felt sad I couldn't help.
You felt sad, did I
I
hear?
felt I I felt sad that I couldn't help as a young person. And I couldn't change that for everyone around me.
This is beautiful. You felt sad. I love that. And you felt that you couldn't help. Let me ask you this, and I need you to breathe and head up. Did you ever feel completely safe ever in your entire life?
Yes.
When was that? When did you feel safe?
When I connected with my infinite being a second ago,
Ah, and up until that moment, had you ever felt 100% safety in your life?
I felt safe before, yes.
Did you learn in your childhood that love was unconditional?
I I believed love had conditions.
Perfect. So you learned that love had conditions. So since you couldn't get unconditional love from teachers and parents and preachers and friends, you decided, well, if I can't get unconditional love, is it true that you decided maybe I can make them need me?
Yes.
And maybe if I need them and I help them, then they will
Yes.
love me unconditionally. So
Yes.
could that be tied to why you felt sad that you couldn't help people have more money?
Yes.
Okay, I need you to breathe for a minute. Just breathe. Just breathe with that, those thinkings, and with all those thinkings swirling around in your head, and connected to the infinite, unlimited being that you are right now. Are any of those statements true? And you're,
No.
oh, none of them are true.
No. But they're so held tight.
Okay, they're going to be held tight up until now, but not by the end of this conversation, end of this session. So, you were born as a baby, correct? Or did you come in as a walk-in?
I was born as a baby.
Okay, so you were born as a baby. So you learned that you needed other people to survive,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
You needed them to provide clothing and shelter and food and even attention slash love. Yes?
Yes. But I was already doing a lot on my own at 2 years old.
Okay. 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 Perfect. That's even better. So you learned that you needed other people and you also learned that you could be self-sufficient. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So part of the blessing and the curse of the self-sufficiency and part of the blessing and the curse of your empathic ways and
Yeah.
understanding and intuition was that there are things that I am experiencing and that other people are experiencing that I don't prefer and that they don't prefer. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
And knowing that you were self-sufficient and you had the means that you could help them possibly.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. As the infinite, unlimited being of your reality, were you creating your reality back then?
Yes.
As the infinite, unlimited creators of their own reality, were they creating their reality back then?
Yes.
Oh, so did they need you to help them?
No.
Did you need
No.
to help them?
No.
Did you need to help them for you to be safe?
No.
Did you need to help them for them to be safe?
No.
Breathe. This is beautiful. So were they choosing to experience that reality?
Yes.
And did you choose to experience that reality?
Yes.
So why would an infinite, unlimited being, unlimited potential come to this planet, forget it was infinite, unlimited, put itself in the baby's body? Why would anyone do that? Do you know? And this is a real question. Why do you think you came here as an infinite, unlimited being through a veil of forgetfulness to come in as a body and to experience not having enough money and the people around you not having enough money?
Because I am a way shower. And despite any adversity, my soul chose this. And I would not have that be my reality so that I could lead a path, but a path that leads me.
Mm. I love that. Why do you think they chose that reality as the infinite, unlimited being that they were to experience not having enough money? I need you to breathe. I don't see breathing. I don't feel breathing. No thinking, feeling. Feel why
Because
they
they
might
are
have.
master
Quickly.
creators.
Mm, yeah. And they wanted to have the experience.
Yes.
So what if the only
To
reason,
outcreate their immediate circumstances.
okay, okay, that that's one perspective. Can I offer another perspective?
Yes.
What if the only reason any of us are here as the infinite, unlimited beings that we are, with unlimited potential, and we chose to come through a veil of forgetfulness, and we chose to come through a human who had their own issues, and then we chose to live with those humans, and we chose to be a baby 100% relying upon those humans. And they were born to other humans and they
Yes.
were 100%. And those humans had their own pains and had their own spells. And oh, let's back up. They came from humans too. So
Yes.
through history, all of these limitations and rules and spells and beliefs were just filtered down, filtered down, filtered down. And we chose to come in to those parents. I mean, you and I were not born to Jennifer Aniston's parents, right? We were not born to Brad Pitt's parents. We were not born to Donald Trump's parents. We could have chosen that. We could have chosen that, right? But we chose to be
Yes.
born where we are. What if we chose exactly what we chose just to have an experience?
Yes.
We chose it just to have that experience.
Yes.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Yes.
Do you believe you have had the same exact experiences before? And I mean
Yes.
the same exact experiences before. Was that a yes or no? Sorry if I talked over you.
No.
Okay, so what if you chose that lifetime just to have those experiences?
Yes.
So what if every experience we had at we could call the hands of our parents were just experiences?
Yes.
Breathe. Allow all the emotion connected to all the thoughts, connected to all of what we thought we believed was happening in those situations. Allow that to filter out because this is an experience. We're just allowing the experiences to be seen, to be felt, to be heard. You may taste them, you may be able to smell them, you may be able to touch them. You're acknowledging them.
Yes.
And now they're allowed to turn back into infinite pure possibility as you do this. They become the infinite breath that you breathed in, the infinite possibility breath that you breathed in. Now you are just allowing all of that to flow out as infinite possibility. Now, without losing that feeling and the connection in your entire body, does money make you safe?
No.
Does money make you unsafe?
No.
And any amount of money that you have make you 100% safe?
No.
Can any amount of money you have make you any amount of percentage of unsafe?
No.
Are you responsible for helping anybody with their money?
No.
Do you need to help anyone with their money?
No.
Are you responsible for helping anybody with their sense of needing you to help them with their money.
No.
If someone thinks they need you to help you with their money and you come to them or they come to you, can you approach them in that situation breathing, this level 5 breath, being 100% present, 100% to your infinite, unlimited being, and choose how, if, or when you're going to help them?
Yes.
Will you be in any trouble with any amount of money that you have or ever allow yourself to allow into your life?
I won't be in trouble.
Do you have any reservations of having any bank account number that you like and allowing any bank account number you would like into your life?
I don't have reservations.
Do you have any reservations about not being corporate and about doing what you love and what makes your heart sing and what you prefer to experience to make that amount of money?
No. No.
Now I'll ask a question. Is there any hook? Is there any feeling? Is there any thought right now about money that you would like to explore further?
I don't want to explore money.
What would you like to explore? Or do you feel complete?
Possibilities.
I'm sorry, I talked to everyone. What would you like to explore?
Infinite possibilities.
Infinite possibility. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we're going to explore infinite possibility in 1 second, but now I would like you to repeat after me.
Okay.
I now attune, admit, and allow
I now attune, admit, and allow
all of the expansions around money
all of the expansions around money
that I have created today
that I've created today
into all of my cells
into all of my cells
and into all of my selves
and into all of my selves
throughout all time and space,
throughout all time and space,
throughout all dimensions,
throughout all dimensions,
and throughout every speck of energy that I have out there
and throughout every speck of energy I have out there
in all infinite possibilities.
in all infinite possibilities.
And I will walk through my days
And I will walk through my days
with this attunement,
with this attunement
100% vibrating
100% vibrating
in every one of my cells,
in every one of my cells,
in every one of my cells of my body,
in every one of the cells of my body,
in every one of my thoughts,
in every one of my thoughts,
in every one of my desires,
in every one of my desires,
and every one of my actions.
in every one of my actions.
And if you will, shake it out, shake every cell, shake every cell, vibrate every cell, get every cell vibrating to that vibration of this expansion. Kick your feet, flick your fingers, do whatever you can.
Yeah. No.
Now, would you like
The
to
whole world sees me.
Hey, I did it too. Would you like to still explore infinite possibilities, or do you feel complete right now to
I feel
allow?
complete right now.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I honor your bravery to bring everything to the table that you brought to the table today, because for myself, for everyone listening now live, for everyone listening later, for you listening later, these expansions at the new level, every time you listen, will just continue to expand and expand and expand the experience. And don't forget, as we spoke about earlier, today, write somewhere that you had this experience and what your expansions were.
Yeah.
And on days, especially when you feel like, OMG, I am just down, out, I got nothing, because there will be days like that. We are human after all, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
infinite and human and infinite and human. So on
Yeah.
days when our human feels like WTF, open up that book.
I
Read
will.
expansions. Just read them. And don't read them to try to make yourself get in a good mood. No, 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 no. Read them just to allow yourself to remember. Allow yourself
Yeah.
to remember. Allow your mind to remember. Allow your body to remember. Just with no expectation. Just allow
Yeah.
yourself to remember.
I love that you gave that as the prescription. I do that with my journal kind of happenstance, especially when I'm having those low days. And then I look like, Lee, you golly, look at what where you're at. Look at that feeling that's so different now. And look at the joy you have right there.
Yeah.
And this is one of those moments. And it's surprising because when I was able to connect with my infinite being, that's the part that made me my human self feel so separated, and so I was sad.
Yeah.
I was sad that my infinite beings was right here, and that
Yes.
I let my humanism be so sometimes disconnected, even though I work with beautiful people like you all the time, but to be in it, I just said that earlier, to be
Yes,
in
to
it
be in the
completely.
experience. And I
Yeah.
love how you said you felt sad, because here's the true reality. I could ask someone how they felt, and you could say, "Oh, I feel guilty because of blah, blah, blah," or "I feel like a failure because of blah, blah, blah," or "I feel like." None of those are feelings. Those are thoughts. Those
Yeah.
are all thoughts. Your feelings are sadness,
Uh-huh.
fear, and anger. And anger is kind of iffy. Anger is kind of like frustrated sadness and fear. But
Yeah.
it's allowed
Yeah.
because, it's such a strong emotion. You have to allow for it. And I love how you
Yeah.
took that right into, I asked how you felt and you gave a feeling,
Yeah.
you know?
And I almost kind of was like giddy too, because I'm like, yeah, this is me. And that's where you would see like a lot of the laughter, because I would be like, you're funny. You're funny that you let yourself be so human sometimes. Like, and it kind of gives me that little bit of like, just humor that I can enjoy myself. But it really is a transformation. I still feel it like everywhere, everywhere. Like, in my body. And I know that if I listen to the replay, and I'm going to write all this stuff down, because this is that I knew, and I'm getting people say, wow, wow, which is such a powerful process. So thank you for letting me be the surrogate for you guys. And it says, Dana says, you're going to need an integration nap, girl. So true.
Dana,
So true.
100% true. So if we were doing a spell break session together and you were not being if I was the host right now, I would say to you, so to Leonka, listen, we wouldn't even have talked this far. I would have said, now where you are right now, you need nothing else. No matter what I say to you or anyone else right now is going to benefit you. Go, get off of all electronics, get out in nature, go take a walk,
Wow.
go take a nap, go take a bath, go turn on music, go do whatever keeps you buzzing and vibing right here,
I
right now.
love that. I'm going
Yeah.
to. As
And
soon as
I
I
would
get
have
a
said,
couple little
okay,
things done,
bye-bye.
I'm
And I would have
going
tipped you
to.
off.
Yes.
And that's what a
Well,
spell break session is too, for all my spell
yeah,
break. Yeah.
yes. Wow, wow. So before I go and disappear, I definitely want to give people the opportunity to know about your free gift. Tell us a little bit about what you brought for us today. And let me
Okay.
see if I can pull it up and show.
So I feel that we
Images.
are all so disconnected from ourselves. And especially with the advent of the internet and social media, it's all like, oh, I got to get on Facebook to see what people are doing. And don't get me wrong, I was a Facebook junkie because, I'm older. And now that my friends are having grandchildren and whatnot, I'm like, oh, right. So I was all into the whole social media thing. But all of that is out there. Every time you read an email, that email is someone else's agenda. Every time you go on to a social media platform. That's what they want you to hear. Every time you listen to the news, that's what they want you to hear. And hear this as a really key thing. It's old news.
Mm.
It's all old. That post happened whenever it happened. Even if it was 4 minutes ago, you're living this minute. You're not living that minute. So every time you tether yourself to things that happened in the past, even your yesterday, you had a fight with somebody, that's in the past. And you're tethering yourself to things. I know all is one and everything is energy, but let's face it, we see that as outside of ourselves. We're tethering ourselves to what we believe is out there. And this morning routine, I believe, is the key to start getting you to reel it in the morning and stay so centered and get so grounded. And I like calling it being self-centered. Like, I want you people to be self-centered. I want you people to be so self-centered that when someone comes up to you and says, my God, you're self-centered, you say, thank you for noticing. Yes, I am.
Yes.
So the morning routine is for you to not pick up your phone and look at your text messages. Not for you to pick up your phone and start scrolling through media. Not for you to pick up your phone and start looking at emails. Not for you to think about the fight you had yesterday with somebody. Not to think about, oh my God, I can't, like, not being your no clone. Oh my God, I can't believe I have to do this today. This morning routine is to get you started in the day so that you are centered, you are grounded, you're actually feeling good. You're feeling good in your body because there's some movement. You're feeling good for your entire day because some of the practice will be to visualize your day and not just visualize, oh my God, I have to do it. Oh, I have to talk to my boss today, and we're going to talk about this. You know what? This is how I want that conversation to go. And put the energy into that interaction that you want to see happen. And then, of course, there's two journaling because I never was a journaler as a child. And ever since getting into the awakening process, like when you write things down, there's actually a connection that happens with you. I love that. Yes, Joe, self-centered. There's a connection that you create when you actually write something down that makes it, because it's visceral, so it makes it more real to every cell of your body. So there's two ways to journal in this freebie. There's a daily journal for when you want to really get into the details, and then there's a weekly journal, which is kind of like a little snapshot, which I like both, because if you have a weekly journal, you can see your progress during the week, or you can see where you just had a bad day, but what did you do to try to smooth that out for yourself? Did you do your breathing? Right? Oh, you didn't do your breathing? That's fine. Try again. Come back again. Come back again. Come back again. So there's exercises to do, and there's also two ways for you to journal.
I love that. And for anyone who is listening, this is such a nice gift. It's packed with a download. It tells you all about what's inside. She went through the information. You can find it. I'm going to put it here in the chat for everybody that's live with us on the Zooms. So just so everyone knows how kind of our platform works, we met today via Zoom. So if you want to ever engage with the chat, you can also visit us on YouTube too. So you can do a live on YouTube, and every replay will be there. So just in the description on YouTube, there will also be the link, and then I'm dropping this in our Zoom chat. But the way in which to get on the Zoom chats where you can ask live questions with our speakers is to jump on our newsletter. And the way to jump on our newsletter is just to visit houthustle.com. And I'll put that in the description as well. So houthustle.com, you're going to get a newsletter, an email each time we have a new speaker, and you'll also get this beautiful replay that we did here today, and you get to see me be your money release surrogate, so the spell breaking surrogate for money, and you'll get the link for this beautiful meditation and morning routine from Kimberly. So thank you Kimberly for that as well. I always invite, and then you can also, just to remind people, anybody that subscribes and anyone that, of course, likes the video, so we can tell the algorithm to play it out more, just shoot me a DM and I will get you that free gift as well. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can always write in to us at email at, so it's team@houthustle.com. So all of the different ways you can get to Kimberly's beautiful free gift here. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Gosh, the time went so fast. It's 12:12 here in the Central Time Zone. Is there any parting words or message that you'd like to leave us with here today? How did the time go so fast? Is that me?
Yeah, spell breaking stops all time. So I guess the one thing that I would love to leave everyone with is I know that it may seem silly and trite and non-consequential that the breathing and the celebrating your expansions is literally your way to liberation. And it'll be very simple and easy for you to just push them aside and think, yeah, well, if you've ever learned any techniques of breathing from yoga, you know that there's breathing where you breathe really fast, or if you've ever learned from different meditators, there's a 3, 7, 8 breath, and all of that can be useful. And I haven't found any of those breathing techniques to bring to my personal life what this breathing technique has brought me to. And just a little more of the background about me. I have had certifications since 2015. And they're long and they're many. And there's energy healing and there's physical ones. And I'm a high performance coach too. So I do coaching from Brendan Burchard. Not for him, but I've learned the technique and I am a coach, and it's very like engineering type thing. So I've
Yes.
I've run
Yeah.
the game,
We're
right?
big fans. We're big fans. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So nothing I have done up until now has brought me to the point, and I want to really make this land. Nothing I've done up until now has brought me to the point where I can start a business and get on videos and get on audios and get on podcasts and get on interviews and say, I'm a spell breaker. I mean, an engineer doesn't do that, right? An engineer doesn't
Really,
woo-woo,
Kimberly?
right? An engineer doesn't do that, you know? So now that I have this modality, you can call it a modality, but now
Mhm.
that I have this gift, I am so passionate that this is the thing that brought me here today. This is the thing that brought the spell break to you today. Nothing else did that. And those two things are the breathing and the writing your expansions. And why are the expansions so important? Well, the breathing is for your body and for your emotions and for processing everything that's in your energy field, because you are energy. And
Uh-huh.
the journaling is for this. Basically, we all want to feel safe. That's why we do everything that we do. We want more money to feel safe. Wink, wink,
I
right?
know. So she's talking to me.
So we do everything that we do to feel safe. We have a fight with somebody to feel safe because we feel like
Yeah.
they're going to leave us. We feel like they're going to hurt us. We feel like whatever. Everything we do and everything anybody does is to feel safe. And safe is also synonymous with change. Everything, if it stays the same, then I'm safe because I know how to navigate this. But if things change, there goes the balance. Oh, I'm not safe. I want to bring things back. Well, if you start writing down all of your expansions, what is an expansion? It's a change, my friend. It's something new. So if you write down your expansions, you are now you're training your entire system, your human system, because your infinite being already knows this and is laughing. Your person is like, oh, I changed this little thing. That's a change, and I'm still safe. So that's why you want to do your expansions. It's not some airy fairy, you know, idea or concept. It's not to make yourself, oh, I'm going to feel good. No, it's not positive thinking. It's to have you experience again and again, there was a change and I'm safe. Ah, I can go to this level and still be safe. I can go to this level and still be safe. So that's my parting.
No, that totally, totally landed. thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
And I hope more people heed those two suggestions there, the breathing, the breath work, and then writing your expansions. Kimberly, well, hopefully you can join us again very soon, because I feel
I
like
would
there's so
love
much more we
to.
could go into.
There's
And
so much more.
yes,
And I want to apologize to everyone. You know, we talked about having some kind of special offer, and that didn't happen this time. And it was timing. So for sure, we're going to have a special offer next time so that you can all experience spell breaking um, at at a special offer to you for being here.
yes, yes. Well, thank you for the beautiful free gift. I can tell you poured your heart into it, and it really shows. So I think maybe we'll download the free gift for now. We'll get with the morning routine, and then we'll be ready to hear your special offer in a couple of weeks. How does that sound?
That'll be perfect.
Awesome. Awesome. Some of the comments were, thank you, Kimberly, for the parting words and wisdom. Thank you, Leonka. Thank you, Kimberly. Lots of amazing call. Dana says, it makes sense. And Joe says, I love the expansions. Shara says, thank you so much. Kimberly, thank you. I'll go ahead and remove your pin. And we'll just ask everyone real quickly with a couple of announcements. We'll be back with next week on Tuesday. And we have Dr. Deanne, Reverend Dr. Deanne, who will be joining us. And she will be talking with us about, again, still filling with this conversation of fundamental change. And then Jeneth and I will be in the studio on Thursday. Be sure. So Tuesday we have the Dr. Deanne, and then later on we have in the day we have the inner circle, our VIP. So we'll have that meeting. And if you have any questions about what is our inner circle, what is our VIP, you can just message me at team@helphustle.com. We're really expanding that program. And this is where we really just work with, a smaller subset group, and we meet twice a month. And people have just really expressed, and I mean, I know everyone personally now, and really have followed each other's journeys, and have just, I mean, the wings that have grown there. So it's a place where we can expand our psychic gifts and learn how we can really grow within our communities, and really just really be here on Earth in this experience. And then also we have our really big summit coming January the 25th. It's a full day. We have over 14 speakers that will be live. You can, if you join our inner circle, I call that the inner circle. Our inner circle is actually our newsletter. So if you join our newsletter by opting in, you're going to get all of the information. You're going to get a free pass to the January 25th event. And then you'll also get Kimberly's free gift here, plus any other the gifts that we had on our replays. So be sure to opt in, get all the information at www.houthustle.com. And then mark your calendars for January 25th for the Rewire Summit. I think that's all of the different announcements that I have for you today. Go and be in peace. I love you so much. We will be back in the studio next Tuesday. Have a great one, y'all. Bye-bye.